Hey there, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. I hope all of you are having a great Saturday. It was kind of a scorcher here today, but oh my goodness, aren't those warm temperatures and sunshine? Isn't that just so nice to see? Everything is blooming and beautiful. Today, I spent part of the day down at the berry patch, down at the farm that I work for, and big hunkin' strawberry. Isn't that pretty? Look at it. Good grief. Made signs and just generally enjoyed being outside and breathing some fresh air. It was just really nice. Tomorrow is our Mother's Day festival, and it will be crowded and it will be loud. But so today I was really enjoying just being at the farm and, you know, being really, really peaceful. I've got a couple of new journals to go into the Etsy shop, y'all. These are black and white journals. I love black and white. I very much gravitate to it. I think that black and white always has such a nice, clean look. And I love these fabrics. These fabrics were sent, let's see, I think Kathy sent these. Hold on, I don't know if it was Kathy or Carol. I think it was Carol. Carol Stanley. Carol, thank you. I love them. I love them. But I finished these off kind of simply with a bit of these, I think they call these beads, etched beads. They are plastic beads, but they seem to just fit very nicely with this little journal, so I used a little bit of plastic beads and one big glass bead down at the end. And she is really big. She's kind of chunky, but she's beautiful, don't you think? Lots of hairy paper clips for you to play with, y'all. Of course, we're starting off with our story, and it's spring, so write yourself a new story, write yourself a new song. You can do it. It's just the time of rejuvenation and re-energizing and reinventing yourself. You can do it. This is from the 1988 Colonial Homes magazine. Some advertising ephemera from 1988. What was I doing in 1988? I had a 2-year-old, and I was working as a teacher's assistant in the 3rd grade. I tell people I spent 8 years in the 3rd grade. This is from a super cool 1984 book. I think it's called Cooking Tips. Hang on a second. I'm sorry, I bounced you around. I didn't mean to. Garden Gourmet is the name of the book. These are daily tool care is quick and easy, and you can see that I did include some gardening elements in here. Isn't that a sweet little frog? Our neighbor has an above ground pool, and he has not taken the cover off of it yet, and I go to sleep at night with an absolute symphony of crickets and frogs. I just think it's great. It's such a, you know, it's like the, you know, those soothing videos that you listen to, you know, before you go to sleep at night. Like some of them are rain, and some of them are ocean waves and things like that. I've got crickets and frogs going here, and I absolutely delight in it. I think it's very nice. Got some more garden elements here for you. My peonies are in bloom. I know that's not correct. I think it's peonies, but I'm in the South, and it's peony here. And oh my goodness, they are magenta, and they are glorious. I am having such fun watching those beauties bloom. Got some house plans for you, and I'm wondering what would make your dream home fabulous. This is some writing paper for you to note what sort of fabulous dream home you will have, because dreaming is valuable, my friends. Dreaming is a great way to manifest and to kind of get things done. Dreams are underrated, and they're the bestest things in the whole wide world. I've got a few pieces of ephemera here for you, a little bit of fabric, a little flower right there. This is the rest of the article about tools. I love the way that it was written. Advertising ephemera. Look at that. Isn't that so cozy and nice? Pressed flowers, a small canvas, a black canvas here for you, and a smattering of papers. This next signature is our texture signature. We have a napkin, deli paper, tissue, bling, Prima Flowers, metal tape, wood, styrofoam, chipboard, grunge board, cardboard, metal, bubble wrap, and gloss paper for you to play with. I counted all the elements between, like, the texture elements and these papers that I'm putting in here, and you've got 20 things to play with, y'all. 20 elements to have fun with and to build texture and to play with. I wanted to show y'all, and I know that I had told you that I would show this to you, and I just kept forgetting. This is canvas paper. This is what I did with canvas paper. Now, this was a bigger piece of canvas paper, but I made a 15-minute jumpstart journal a la Jennibellie, and I worked in it. Now, you can see I was working in this in 2015. I was doing a lot of Teesha Moore study in 2015, so that's why you'll see the Teesha Moore books here. But the canvas really does make an excellent book. I did this with the huckleberries that were falling onto my deck. It's huckleberry paint. But this is what it looks like, and it's really fun to play with, and it's very pliable. You know, it's like a piece of fabric, really, essentially. Got bling elements, 140-pound watercolor paper for you to play with, lots of texture elements in here, styrofoam. Styrofoam is great, y'all, if you want to make yourself a stamp. Just take an ink pen, carve into it, and make a design, and then push your styrofoam into a stamp pad, and boom, you've got yourself a stamp. What a great way to recycle styrofoam, which we don't generally, recycle styrofoam. This is our writers and writing element. We've got Chinese text for you. Lots of fun things to play with as well as read. I hope that these journals will be interesting to you, that you will learn something, when you read these random pages from random books by random writers. I will tell you that Told in the Hills is a book that was probably printed in the 30s, and it is not politically correct. So if you're getting this, just note that the paper is beautiful, the text is beautiful, not quite PC, y'all. I just wanted to kind of let you know that. A little bit of Inspector Poirot, love the different colors here. Nelson ephemera, this is from 1933, which, mostly we're into the 1943, 44, 47, that kind of thing. To Welcome Your Darling Baby. These are vintage greeting cards. I love the one for the sun. Very sweet. And it's signed Dad. The baby card is signed Bob and Nancy Hall. I love the speckling here. It's 1933, y'all. Holding something from 1933. This is really super cool. I think Kathy sent this along, and it's different sorts of fonts, but they're presented in letter format. So it's like there's one in here from a servant writing to his master who is away on vacation and letting him know that he's taking good care of the house. I kept thinking Downton Abbey, and how Carson would probably write the master and let him know that everything was cool at home. This is the 4 horses that are in St. Mark's Basilica in Venice. More pretty papers for you. I made a fold out from the pack of postcards that I bought at St. Mark's Basilica, and I'll show you the rest of that. They have concerts, y'all, in all of the squares around Venice and Rome. I was just blown away. by being able to walk outside your hotel door and see an opera singer or a violinist or an acoustic guy. One night, it was Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd was playing, not Pink Floyd the band, but there was a cover band playing Pink Floyd tunes. We were in Rome and decided, all of these people they were on a schedule, y'all. So the first thing in the morning, you might get a guy playing violin who was just unreal good. They were just excellent musicians. Usually in the evening, we had opera guy, and then we would have somebody that we called Owen Wilson because he looked like Owen Wilson, but he was a guitar player and a singer, and he was doing, it was very intriguing to listen to top 40, well, not top 40, top, like rock and roll tunes done Italian style. He was pronouncing, he was an Italian guy, so everything had an Italian flair to it. It was really cool. He did a lot of Tom Petty and U2 and folks like that. It was, it was enchanting. That's just kind of all there was to it. And people would be walking around, and it was kind of like a show every night in the Rotunda, which is the little Piazza, I think is what they call that square thing, the square where we stayed in a hotel that was across from the Pantheon, where it was a historic site, like dating from, I don't know, I think the 11th century, maybe. I'll have to get my details on that. This is a sweet poster of a cyclist that was done by a foot and mouth artist. I think those calendars are so beautiful. More travel ephemera for you. This time, if you want to stay stateside, this is about San Francisco, a little travel map of Indiana. The Hermitage, which is here in Virginia, but I have never been to that before, which is a bit of a problem. I tend to work a lot, so I don't see a lot of things in Virginia that I really should, because I am usually working. I have some Seven Gypsies travel architectures for you. This is, I want this. I would really like to have a camper on a truck. I just think that's like the way to go. And of course a ship right here as well. This is that fold out element that I was telling you about. This is a puffy sticker of the Taj Mahal. And a puffy sticker of, I think this is in Spain. I don't have my glasses on, y'all. Very sorry about that. I'm not quite sure where it's from. We have more of the architectures for you, this time a bicycle with a little wicker basket. At our hotel in Rome, I could look out my window and I could see a lady who, her bicycle was outfitted something like this, only the basket was on the back of the bicycle, and she sold paintings. She apparently at night would like glean these pieces of cardboard from boxes from people, and she would paint on them. They were very, very beautiful, super cool. I wish that that I would have purchased one, but I was really uncertain about how to get it back and not have it crushed by all that paper I brought home. This is about the Chianti region, a really cool article about wine. And of course, if you're going to talk about wine, you got to have some tasting notes with you. I found that I loved Prosecco, and I'm looking forward to finding it in the States. It's one of the most delightful beverages ever. It's kind of like champagne. It's a sparkling wine. Lots of fun to have a glass at night. This is some pattern ephemera for you. I love this, you guys. This is an article about a convalescent and how they keep losing their handkerchief. It is really a great article. And I thought that went well with I'm not sure what this paper is called. This is paper that would, if you were in the hospital, it would note your heartbeat and your pulse rate and that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure all that's done digitally. It's been a long time since I've been in a hospital, but I believe that's all handled digitally now. But somebody gave me a roll of this paper, so I'm starting to utilize it. Management of kitchens in a institutional setting. I thought that went really well with the 1942 Red Cross Nursing Manual. That whole little thing just kind of came together and fell together and just made me so happy to be able to share it with you guys. And we are done with this little book. Let me get this straight here. Sorry. I will have this little black and white book in the shop a little later on tonight. Again, I think she's just kind of cool and fresh and very simple. I do like black and white so much. Got another little black and white journal. Hold on, please. I'm going to straighten you up right here. And this one is finished quite similarly with a smattering of the etched beads and plastic beads and also some glass beads thrown in there. I have a sweet little book plate for you with our little kitty who is looking down on some books. My son messaged me, my older son. You guys might remember this whole flow thing started last year when my son needed bilateral hip replacement surgery and could not get it because he has no insurance. He's a musician, and it was a horrific year, y'all. 2017 was full of contrast for Christopher and for me and for his fiance, as well as they lost their living space, lost their job, and that's what happened. But I was reminded that this whole little flow journal project started out as I tried to help him. And I'm just grateful, y'all. I got to tell you that he got his bilateral hip replacement surgery. I'm so appreciative of that. But his right hip did not take, so it had to be redone in March, which is fine. They are in an apartment now. Just so very happy for them. It's a difficult thing to watch your children be unwell, and it's such a joy to be able to see them having fun, like 40-year-old people should be having fun, right? Shouldn't be miserable and should have, a permanent living situation and that sort of thing. So I wanted to take a minute to thank all of you who supported my Etsy shop during that time, and to all of you who continue to support the Etsy shop. Please know that I am ever grateful, y'all. I had a bit of a change myself in December, but we are, we are moving right along from that. We've got texture elements right here for you. I will tell you guys that in future books, I am doing away with the texture element signature. We'll replace it with something fun, as we always do. I think we've worked with the texture element quite long enough. I will be keeping the paper element with the canvas paper, the bristle board, the tracing paper, the 140-pound watercolor paper, the transparency, the napkin, and the tissue. I will be keeping this until it's gone. And that's kind of our policy around here. We'll keep it until it's gone, and then when it's gone, we'll just find something else, right? This is Writers and Writing. I love this illustration right here, a guy with a paintbrush. Pretty papers, German text, Swedish text. I believe we've got some Alice in Wonderland here. Beautiful poetry from our great Emily Dickinson. What an incredible talent she was. This is A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. And I just tossed in some papers that I'm not... we just don't have a lot of these left. This is a mathematics book, 1972. This is from a science book, probably about that same time. A timesheet, an address book, a little daily calendar. I love this card. Happy birthday to Mother Dear. I love the way these cards like have a, they have like a color element right here that you could color this. A Valentine for you, Mother. This is signed Georgie, 1958. Your son, Georgie, is just so darn sweet. Oh, cat with little bubbles. This is someone trying to learn bridge. And I think that it may have been Miss Marie, and this is a vintage card from probably around this same era. I've got a little bit of fabric, a fabric tag for you to alter. The whole tag that we're so fond of, I worked at an upscale dress shop, and, we would put those tags on things when they were sold. I didn't sell dresses. I was the bookkeeper there. This is a receipt from 1901. To tuition, to incidental fee, to library fee, and it added up to $40. An account with Branham and Hughes. This is a lovely, lovely envelope from Linwood McGrath in Cranston, Rhode Island, to H.J. Nielsen Florist. At some time, Mrs. Nielsen became a florist. What is one to say about June, the time of perfect young summer, the fulfillment of the promise of the earlier months, and with as yet no sign to remind one that its fresh young beauty will ever fade? I cherub for you because, oh my goodness, did I see a whole lot of cherubs when I was away. They're everywhere. Angels, the Madonna, the Christ Child. Just absolutely beautiful. This is from the Leonardo da Vinci Museum in Florence that, we figured out was a children's museum. This is a brochure from the Vatican. This is, I believe this is from Florence as well. We went to see the Uffizi Museum, and we also went to the Accademia Gallery, and that's where the David was. Stunning, jaw-dropping. I keep thinking that was all just a dream, and then I see the paper, and I'm like, oh yeah, it really happened. It was just a treasured time to spend with my sister and my brother-in-law. It was, I don't even know what to say. I got no words, and I'm a writer. I've got a little card here that says, you bewitch me, and a sweet little image. This is from a fairy book. It says, what will I wear? I thought it went nicely with the instructions, the pattern instructions right here. I love these little ladies. Aren't they sassy? Very sassy little ladies. I have some pattern paper that I ran across. And a dog element right here. Boy, my doggies are like, it's hot, mama. Kronk was laying in front of our box fan a while ago. It was not turned on, but he was lying in front of it like, hey, I'm getting cool. And probably his little head was going, I'm not getting cool. I'm laying in front of the fan, but I am not getting cool. I've got a few more elements in here for you to play with, y'all. These books, like I said, will go in the shop just a little bit later on tonight. Again, thank you for being part of my journey. Thank you for supporting my art, for supporting my Etsy shop. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Sending big love, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.